it's just interesting how it can be good and bad at the same time. It's like it's on and off at the same time, or 1-0 at the same time. What was the example? One I was thinking of is the example of like sex. To some, it is the greatest. The visualization of sex can be just extremely pleasant to half, to I assume most, but half the people, and the other half, they find it, or if you count all people before puberty, if you ever seen Stuart Griffin, Stewie on Family Guy, they portray him when you see sex. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, no, bad stuff. Anyways, I think a majority of you would find the same. It's the same as real life. That this is one second. You can see amidst the babble, you see what the weed does. It's sort of, it's like ADD on crack, except for it's ADD on weed. It's hard to keep concentration. There's so many thoughts coming in your head that it's hard to keep focus sometimes. So I lost a little bit there, so I'm just going to recap on the good, bad. Like sex is good to most, but if you ever see a child that would ever look at this stuff, then, like the Stewie Griffin thing, you'll notice that it's like a horrible thing if you ever see a little child look at a glimpse of sex. So that's an example of how good can be bad at the same time. The best thing on the planet is also pretty ugly to a kid. And so I'm trying to show an example of how this good, bad, on, off, sort of equal way, like it's like everything has to equal out. Like where there's good, there has to be it has to be ugly. And it seems to be a consistent thing in the state. I'm not high right now. It seems to be. It's easier to talk about what's going on when I'm in that state. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's like it's in a tangential manner. You can't remember quite. You can't display quite what's going on. It is a different world in which it's hard to describe in a normal state, unless you're actually there. But the on-off thing is what I do remember. It's weird. It's like I remember, but then it's so weird when I'm in the States. Like, how come I don't remember this? How come I don't remember this or something? Or, it is just weird, the fluctuation of ideas and this tangential separation between normal state and high state. But it tells me a lot about the fact that things are on, off, things are equal outs, good, bad, ugly, beautiful. And it tells me all these things, and I can't quite remember all the things that are this way, but it's just telling me that everything, where there's good, there's bad. Where there's happy, there's sad, and it has to equal out. And that's the important message, is that where there's good in me, there has to be this bad. And the only way I can equate, I think I've talked about this before, the bad that I exhibit, I know that me displaying the truth about somebody is joyous to me and joyous to many people out there, but it's the worst thing on the planet for others. So it's not like I'm bad to myself. What I'm doing is I feel like I'm doing what's appropriate, and that you somehow take it to be bad. It's basically, I post all my videos on the internet. Well, some of you would think that that's the worst thing on the planet, to be posting this stuff, and I just feel that this is just revealing myself and telling you about who I am is an appropriate outlet. It's an outlet that I feel that needs to be done. Anyway, so that was just what I was trying to display. That example of good, bad sex is beautiful yet ugly at the same time. And there's other things that are out there. Like I say, another example is me and my posting on the internet, which is ugly to some, and yet hilarious to others, hilarious and joyful to others. And so, and this is what goes through my mind in the high state. It's a lot of analogies and a lot of things in my life. What sucks is that, and is that no matter how much joy somebody brings to me, I almost know for a fact that it's going to be ugly pretty soon. And that's what scares me about Noreen. It happened with Jamie, and it seems like where ladies bring joy to me, they it's just around the corner. Is something bad going to happen? And it sucks. It sucks knowing that could happen. There's a few people that I'm thinking of, that one person in particular that hasn't done me any bad yet. A lady that anyways, just a friend, but she's just been a really good person, and hasn't yet. Can't think of anything she's done wrong to me. That's what scares me. It's just around the corner. I feel, it's just like, oh God, But just a really cool lady. I don't know, man. I hope this Noreen thing keeps going. I mean, I can't stand it. I can't stand this horrible life of mine, where I can't have any friendship. I can't have any ladies in my life. And I'm like the most important person on the planet. I'm like the stud on the planet. So this is what concerns me about good and bad. We'll see. We'll see how it happens.